Morning all. Sunday, the 26th of July 2026, and I'm having another go at this because I just sat here and done it and then gone to edit it and everything and realised for some reason I got the setting on time warp, which meant everything went uber fast. It's just, I've no idea. So yeah, so we took kids to tramlines. My brain's gone now. We took kids to tramlines yesterday afternoon when we picked them up yesterday evening. They had a wonderful time, saw loads of people. Um, Georgie thinks that Ross Noble's completely weird, which I've got to agree, even though I like him. He is an acquired taste, let's face it. Amongst the people we saw Cortinas, Blossoms, Sleeper. Oh, I'm so jealous. Um, yeah, they enjoyed it and they're going back this afternoon. We're going to pick them up at some point this afternoon and drop them off. Um, so yeah, as for me and Vicky, we didn't do pretty much yesterday other than Vicky did some cleaning, did some shopping, and I sat here and watched countless episodes of The Middle. Um, Vic's got up this morning and watched the cowboy programs and the fireman programs, which she likes. Um, yeah, as I say, we're gonna Vicky's jacket. Mother-in-law's coming down after church and for crumpets, and then we'll go and pick them up and take them through. I'll probably watch Tour de France, final stage of Tour de France this afternoon, if she lets me. Um, yeah, and then we'll go and pick them back up again later. Um, this day in history, 3 years ago, I went to Parkway in town on Eldon Street, cinema, which used to be Odeon, but now it's an independent thing. We watched the 70mm version of Oppenheimer because they've got the facility to do that. I think there were one of three cinemas in the country, one of not many in the world, that showed the 70mm version of it. They've shown 70mm of Odyssey this week, and they've done it with a few now. Some sort of like new films, some reprints, one thing or another. So yeah, it's a good place to go, and on occasion, the guy that runs it will let you into the projector room, and you can see how that all works and everything. While I were recovering last year, they had a showing of Pink Floyd live in Pompeii on the big screen. But not only that, they had the actual sound system, PA system that Floyd used in Pompeii in the cinema, playing the sound through. So gutted that I couldn't get to that. But yeah, if you're ever in Barnes and you ever get a chance, even if it's just a normal film that they're showing on normal, because I'll admit, they could put a 70mm on and halfway through swap it for digital version, and I won't be able to tell any different, but it's just it's a nice thing to do. Um, so yeah, that was 3 years ago. 7 years ago, we went into town and did a bit of shopping, and I fell into Vinyl Underground like I normally do, and come away with three bits of round plastic with an hole in the middle. A Faces single, UB40 signing off, and Off the Bone by the Cramps, with one with 3D cover, and it has got 3D glasses in it. So, um, all play extremely well, 'cause they always do when you get them from Andy's. Um, I'll skip one here. 12 years ago, we went down Oakwell and we went to a friendly, pre-season friendly. I looked fresh-faced and young, and my Hurriers t-shirt unfaded, and the boy half-inly looked even fresher-faced and even younger because he was, what, 14? Oh, how times change. I can't remember who we played. Can't remember the score. But there we go. Go back and forward another year, and 11 years ago, I did a gig in Barnsley at the Underground. Something we tried to get off the ground, but it just didn't happen. I was doing it sort of like well, it was basically an all afternoon. I ain't say all day because it starts till about 2. But mod, soul, ska, northern, predominantly a mod all day, but we all sort of like anything you'd expect to hear at a Scooter Rally kind of tunes. And I pushed it. They didn't really push it. It's a tendency. You try and put something on somewhere, and you know that you can put your all into it, and sometimes they just don't put anything into it, and they didn't poster it, they didn't flyer it, they didn't do anything, so it didn't really take off. We did a few of them, but it didn't really take off. On this one, Vicky come, which a relief because I at one point I did actually leave her behind the decks while I went to the toilet. But we tried. You can't do more than that. Tried it at Opium, tried it at Courthouse. Only did one at each of them. Courthouse one was better one, but Courthouse was full on an evening anyway. No disrespect to the people that go in there, though it weren't their thing. You know, if you're going to do something that's a specific genre or a couple of specific genres, which tend to be grouped together, you need to have a willing crowd for it. So, but we tried it, and it didn't work. Barnsley were ready for it. Oh, but there we go. Such is life. I'm going to keep this one short again today. Vicky's off out with Wumps at minute while it's sunny. Very, very windy, but sunny. So yeah, I don't think I've got anything else really to tell you. No. Hopefully this one's recorded at right speed and we'll have sound attached to it. We can but hope. We can but hope. Yeah, so there we go. I'll see you tomorrow. TTF then. I will add, I did ask Vicky before she went out with Wumps, do you want to put a microphone on and have a chat? No. Well, why? I don't want to be on it. I'm like, you don't have to be on it. You just mic'd up and we can have a chat about stuff. No, I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered about stuff like that. Right, fair enough. I'll try. I'll keep trying, people. I will keep trying. But she will have plenty to say. She'll have more than enough to say. I guarantee you that because she's always got plenty to say. But that's why I love her. So, but anyway, I will see you tomorrow. Ta-da.